will it survive a bunch of explosives? We're about to find out. And there it is. Wow, okay, well, the ship is completely gone now. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am back in Floating Sandbox. It has been quite a while, but I am here to start Series 2 of building a ship. Now, if you're not familiar with this series, it was something I did last year where I would build a ship based on your suggestions, and it was pretty well received. So we're gonna start with Series 2 today, and it should be pretty fun. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are in the ship builder. Now, all we're doing today is building a hull, and the rest is gonna be up to you guys. So we're gonna use our line tool. This will make it pretty easy to just create some long lines here. Now, we're going to start with red iron hull because we're going to use some anti-fouling here, that red colored paint on the bottom of the ship. Now, unlike what I did for the last series, I'm actually going to be building a larger ocean liner this time around, which means we're going to be able to add more rooms. The only downside to that is the rooms have to be really small and the details have to be pretty minimal. Alright, so we're going to start with the bow here, and we'll start building this up. We're going to make this go up like this. Now we'll start with the stern area. Now I'm going to erase a little bit of this. Alright, so I've run into an issue. I don't have enough space back here, but that's not a problem. I can simply just copy this and paste it in right there and erase the rest. Now that we've got some more space, I'm going to bring this back a little bit. There we go. And I've noticed that this bow is way too tall, so we're going to remove some of it. Now the great thing I can do is just select this piece here and cut it out. There we are. So now we've got our stern, we've got our bow, and we can just draw a line in between. Now that I've built this, the curve seems a little too dramatic at the bow, so let me go ahead and alter that. So I'm just going to remove it entirely. There we go. And then rebuild it. There we are. Alright, so we've got a bit of a hull there. And maybe we can make it a little bit taller. So what I can do is just build that up there. And then I can drag this out to the bow. I think another thing we can do is quickly move this whole assembly aft. So let me go ahead and copy that, paste it in, and place it somewhere there. And then, of course, I can go in and erase what we don't need. Alright, now let's go ahead and color the hull a little bit because it's all red right now. And just to make sure we're getting this right, I'm going to draw this line here from the bow to the stern so we get all of the painting correctly done, because we don't want the anti-fouling to be higher on one end of the ship. And there we go. Now, another cool tool we can use is the waterline forecast tool. Now, as you can see, the ship will immediately sink because we don't have much buoyancy there at all. So let's go ahead and let's fill this in. So let's use something that isn't a hull, and that would be the I-beam here. There we are. And one thing I can already see that I want to change is this stern shape a little bit. There we go, that looks a little bit better. And we'll fill that in there. Now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and build in our floors, which shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to start with one at the anti-fouling level. And then, let's see, why don't we make our floors about 2 pixels tall? That'll give us a lot of floors. Alright, that looks pretty good. We got 5 decks, including the orlop deck, which would be this large space down below for the boilers or engines and whatnot. So now let's go ahead and put in some watertight bulkheads, and we'll make them go up to a certain height, and then we'll just leave it at that, and if we want to raise it, we can. Now, one thing I'm actually going to do is put in some cargo spaces. Now, I would imagine the cargo areas wouldn't need so much headroom, so we can just make these floors over here, and also in the aft portion of the ship. Not where the engines are going to be, but just near this space. There we go. And now we can put in watertight bulkheads, and we'll make it go up to the first floor here. And let's go ahead and use the copy-paste tool to make sure our spacing is correct. Now, I've noticed we've got this issue here where we've got this small space. I'm going to quickly remove that, and that's pretty simple. We just got to erase this. Alright, that looks pretty good. We've got a decent hull now. Let's take a look at the waterline level. Alright, so I see a bit of an issue here. We're slightly above the anti-fouling on the stern portion of the ship, so we need to make the ship a little bit lighter. So let's change the internal material to something else. Okay, I've got a solution, and what I used is a bunch of light material. For example, light steel beams and a light steel hull. So this will now ensure that we have enough buoyancy to put in superstructure and some more details. So yeah, we're good now. Now let's go ahead and get a base superstructure down, so I'll start building some of these floors in. Now I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for the aft portion of the superstructure, so I guess we'll find out later, but for now I'll leave that blank. So let me go ahead and fill in all these spaces. There we go. Now I'm going to make this bow look a little bit better with an angle there. So as you can see, it looks like the ship has some shear. And we can also do this to the stern. Now that we have this fake shear back here, I might actually move this portion a little further aft, right to where the hull is. There we are. And we can erase this. So this is what we've got so far. Now let's go ahead and launch it and see how it does. Alright, so here it is. It seems to be floating pretty well. But will it survive a bunch of explosives? We're about to find out. Alright, there we go. That looks about right. Let's go ahead and detonate it. And there it is. Wow. Okay, well, the ship is completely gone now. Well then, I think that's a good place to end off the video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Goodbye.